I thought I was just coming to Cairo for the history, but from the buzzing chaos of Cairo to the peaceful breeze along Alexandria coast, this trip surprised me in ways I did not expect. If you're a healthcare provider like me, life usually moves about 100 miles per hour. Sometimes you forget how to just pause. Hello, my name is Jasmine. Thank you for being here. Please stay tuned and watch how I slow myself down. First stop, the Egyptian Museum in downtown Cairo. Floor after floor of history, gold, statues, and stories that have survived thousands of years. Standing in front of King Tut's mask, I realized the world's been moving long before me, and it'll keep going long after. Maybe it's okay if I just breathe. The next morning, I woke up before sunrise and headed to Giza. I was told that Giza area where the pyramids and Sphinx are, it tends to get very hot and there's not a lot of shade, so you want to do it first thing in the morning. So while coming into the complex, you can see the pyramids from afar, but as you get closer, it is enormous, massive structure. These structures have been standing here for over 3,500 years. It is so overwhelming to come in and see it in person. I'm 40 years old and I have seen this my entire life as a child in books and on TV. But to be here in person was this giddy feeling, and I loved every moment of it. Nearby, you see the Sphinx. The head looks a little bit worn from, again, just the weather changes over time, but it's such a powerful structure in the entire complex. When you come there, it doesn't make you feel small, it makes your worries feel small, and just a gentle reminder that you're part of something bigger. The next morning, I set off on a private car with a local guide to Alexandria. It's about 170 kilometers. So first thing, like 6 o'clock in the morning, my hotel make me some breakfast and I set out in the car. I just watched the landscape change, desert giving ways to the sparkling coast. Cairo is chaotic, Alexandria is calm. The salty breeze, slower pace, and historic streets were exactly what I needed. So my first stop while in Alexandria, I went to the Great Library of Alexandria, which is a modern tribute to the legendary Library of Alexandria that was opened back during the 3rd century BCE. And it's a beautiful architectural structure. It's still relevant today. It has scrolls from all over Africa, Asia, and Europe. This library has faced a lot of challenges, including fires, wars, and political decline, but it still remains relevant today because it's a great site for research. A lot of universities, they use it as a research center. It has a lot of historic information that is being preserved there. So it just remind us that knowledge is fragile and must be protected. And lastly, it's a symbol for cultural exchange and global learning that we still rely on today. Next, I visited the Fort of Qaitbay. This is where the old lighthouse of Alexandria once stood. It used to be like 40 feet in the air and multiple earthquakes destroyed it. So the foundation of what was originally left back from thousands of years ago, this is what the remnants is. And when you get there, you can see the waves that's crushed below. Seagulls like just hover above, and the area is very calm. When I went, they were doing some construction, so I could not go inside, but it's a beautiful site and it's just showing you the remnants of what used to be, and now that was damaged and this is what's left of it. Next, I visited the catacomb Kom El Shoqafa. This is an ancient underground wall where Egyptian, Greeks, and Roman cultures blend into one. It was built during the 2nd century and is still one of the most important archaeological sites that reminds us how ancient civilization really connected. It's a burial site, so if you go down there, there's a spiral staircase you have to take and go underneath. It's very cold down there, but it has even like afterlife art and drawings. It just shows the merging of culture. So it's a beautiful site. You can go see it's very quiet and very calming. I enjoyed it. I stopped by Abbas Mosque. Why is this important? It's one of Alexandria's most beautiful landmarks. This was built over the tomb of a 13th century Sufi scholar this man traveled from into Egypt and taught, and when he passed away, they built a small shrine, and over the years, this is what the mosque has become, which is the structure that used to be the shrine. It was completed in 1945 and it has beautiful domes and carvings and a lot of extrinsic beautiful details that you can go inside and see. You're allowed to go inside, but for women you have to wear hijabi headpiece before you come inside. So beautiful, quiet. I just wanted to see something different. So I like buildings, I like architecture, so that's how I was able to go see it. On the drive back to Cairo, I watched the sunset over the fields and thought, this is what recovery really looks like. This trip wasn't an escape, it was permission to slow down, to breathe, to recharge. If you're a healthcare professional or caregiver, you can't pour from an empty cup. You deserve to pause and rest. In the comment section, please tell me, where would you go on a mental health trip if you had the chance? Thank you so much for watching today, and until next time, bye-bye.